So let's begin by settling our bodies, adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we think about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap, right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning, but we also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position. And we begin to let go of attending to the outside world, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation, constraining our awareness just to the body and mind. And we begin to concentrate that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air as it moves into and back out of the tip of the nostril, giving ourselves the instruction to notice quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is rising in the mind, and then without judgment or frustration, to lift our awareness up from those distractions and place it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then when the mind seems more calm, we generate a broad, altruistic motivation, trying to embrace countless sentient beings within the field of our practice, recognizing the interdependence, the interrelatedness of oneself with all other sentient beings. As we've been contemplating, we ourselves in this life, in every life, receive so much benefit from the kindness, the efforts of every other sentient being, even our own good qualities, cannot be developed without the field of sentient beings with which we practice generosity, patience, ethics, loving kindness, compassion. So our own basic ability to develop the mind, to reach our potential, is impossible without sentient beings. Every sentient being is, in that way, wish fulfilling for us. So, in the same way, we should wish to become wish fulfilling for sentient beings. And we do that by becoming of greater and greater benefit to them by transforming our mind, growing the aspects of our mind that naturally, spontaneously give rise to beneficial actions, our habituation with all of those virtuous states of mind, and reducing our habituation to destructive states of mind, those that often motivate us to harm others. When the mind is transformed in this way, then we become wish fulfilling for sentient beings, able to bring them to that state which they desire, the state of perfect happiness, state beyond all suffering. So we think that process of transformation is our reason for being here, is the main purpose of our lives. Well, with that motivation, the next contemplation in this 11 step contemplation on cultivating bodhicitta. The next step is the disadvantages, the shortcomings of the mind of self cherishing. So the last contemplation from yesterday was equalizing our regard for oneself with our regard for all other sentient beings. And here we go into more detail about all of the harms that come from the mind that places one's own interests, one's own desires above those of all others. Okay, so we're going to contemplate more on the disadvantages of the mind of self-cherishing, the mind that puts one's own interests above the interests of all others. So we recognize that all suffering, all of our own suffering, all of the suffering that exists, the conflict that exists between nations, all of it is because of the self-cherishing mind, the mind that is only interested in one's own goals, one's own desires, even at the expense of others. So we think that this mind, this preoccupation with oneself, is causing me to suffer. It creates a sense of competition between myself and others. I feel at odds with others, as if I have to win, as if I have to take. And it creates unrealistic expectations of others. I myself become fragile, expecting that at all times everyone will say nice things, do nice things, please my ego. So I become intolerant. Yeah, there's nothing I can do to make it be louder. I'm sorry. It's not a very good secondary microphone. It's up all the way in Zoom. Um, so we ourselves become intolerant of any kind of harms that we might experience. So this mind of self-cherishing also leads us to engage in unethical actions to get what we want. We might be willing to lie, perhaps to steal, to be deceptive, to be manipulative. If we follow the mind of self-cherishing, at some point in the future, we may even engage in stronger, more destructive actions when that tendency becomes stronger and stronger, neglecting the needs of others. And in this way, we're trapped by the mind of self-cherishing. trapped in cyclic existence, driven to create contaminated karma again and again. And also all of the harm from that to others is the result of the mind of self cherishing. So we ourselves are harmed and we harm those around us, all because we've not overcome this self obsession. So think along this line of reasoning. Try to see the mind of self cherishing as an inner enemy that we must overcome. flip side, we can also contemplate pushing others, replacing self-cherishing with other cherishing. So with this mind, the mind that cherishes others, we find that all happiness flows from such a mind. This is the exact opposite of the mind that only looks after one's own interests. This is a mind that is deeply interested in the needs of others, deeply motivated to fulfill those needs. So all of our good qualities naturally flourish from such a mind. From such a mind, our spiritual practice is something that comes easily. You can quickly accomplish all of the points of the path. And we're deeply, genuinely motivated to ripen our own minds for the benefit of others. So try to think of times when, to some degree, the mind of self-cherishing became more quiet, and you felt you were cherishing others. And see those benefits in your own experience. And then when you're ready, we'll come back together. And we'll dedicate. So recollect your altruistic motivation and think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that motivation which has generated positive energy in your mind. And think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice, that positive energy for the benefit of all sentient beings, without exception. Thinking strongly when that positive energy ripens, may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, poverty, famine, disease, disasters, all painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment so that I might work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Ven.Losang life be completely dispelled. And may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you. Sorry for the obstacles.